There we are. Welcome, everyone. We're going to do a live stream now where I make a huge topology for the project Nerd. Make sure I've got my audio going along. There we are. Welcome, everyone. Okay, audio. We're going to do a live stream now where just making sure everything's set up correctly. All right. So the goal here is on my project Nerd. I have a topology here, which is 2 spines, 4 leaves, 2 hosts, and 1 external router. And then on this one, I'm going to make one with 50 leaves and 3 spines and just a much bigger environment. Then we have, so we got Clo Medium. So this is the Containerlab configuration to build this medium style. So 2 spines, 4 leaves, 2 hosts, 1 external router, which fits into 16 gigs of RAM. But if we really want to go crazy, we can do a much larger installation. So that's what I'm going to do here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in a brand new environment. So I will open up Proxmox. Okay, log into here. All right, so to save memory, I'm going to have to turn off my really large installation. So turn that one off because that one uses up a lot of memory. Because that one was an 80 gig VM. So that is shutting down now. And I'm going to create a new VM. And this is going to be, make it VMID 1000. Make this Autobox huge. And which one I want to use? You know what? I'm going to try, nope, I'm going to do Alma 10. So Alma Linux 10. And we'll do 60 gigs of disk. And we're going to do all cores. So I've got 16 cores. I don't know what the minimum is for this one is. Because we're going to run 50 leaves, 3 spines, 2 hosts, an external router, and so that's going to be close to 60 nodes, and they're about a gig a node. So we want to make sure that we don't go too crazy. So for memory, so 1024 times 80 is 81,920. So 81,920. So this is going to be a really large environment. Go ahead and finish that up. Now my hypervisor itself has 96 gigs of RAM. And I'm using a pretty good significant chunk of it. So I'm going to have to shut some VMs down. I don't know what this one does. Just shut it down to free up some memory because I'm going to use up a significant portion of that for this. Now it does like some memory sharing and stuff, but for 60 nodes, I'll need at least 60 gigs. I'll do 80 gigs in the VM just to be safe. We'll shut down even G. I don't need that right now. Don't need this right now. Certainly don't need this. That was my scrub. That's fine. Don't need this one either. So I'm gracefully shutting all these down. Just as I was running on, working on Vagrant. I don't think that's going to work out too well. That's okay. So just having a couple of these VMs running there. So I've got my RAM usage down. It'll continue to drop. Okay, so I think I made enough room. So here's my Autobox Huge. I'll start this up and just do a quick installation of Alma Linux 10. Now, at some point I want to have some sort of automation system in so I can just quickly instantiate these VMs as I need to, but I think it helps to just have people see the process of installing this. No, I want to do English. Leave root disabled. I'll create my user account. Tony, give a really dumb password. Use up all the disk. No, just select it. Oh, add that one. There we go. And then I'll let it pick an IP address and give it a host name, which is Autobox Huge. So it's going to install this. Shouldn't take too long. So it's doing all that. And then the other thing on GitHub is I'm looking at Autobox here, and then it's not the Autobox. It's two different repositories. The other one is Nerd Autobox Topologies, and that's where I have all these in here. So there's a large in here. I don't know what the large one does. So that's not any really different. So I'm going to make one called Huge. Still waiting for this to finish. So this is installing a new installation of Alma Linux. There we go. Okay, reboot. So it's pretty quick. And let's go back to GitHub, Autobox. And the actual process is pretty quick. So it was 15. Okay, so we'll putty in. And then we can run a couple commands. One is the update. So that's all done. And then I run the installer script, which I just revamped, because now I have a version for both Ubuntu and Alma Linux. Oh, you know what? I think this might require this. Crap. So I'm going to edit this because I think I need to. I think this was did not update this. Yeah, instead of sh, it was bash. So I ran into some problems. Okay, so it's installing a whole bunch of stuff. If I did this right, it's going to ask me for a password. I'll change the font size here. Nuts. Yeah, I don't know why that did that. Looks like I need to still work on this. Okay, worked the second time. I'm not sure why it didn't work the first time. Okay, so now it should be ready for me to. I gotta figure out what's wrong with the script, but I'll do that later. So now if I go to 192.168.1.15.80.80, I should get password. Password worked. And I'll just change this to the dark theme. There we go. All right, so this is the VM. So I'm going to clone this. And then in that way. And then I'll create. Oh yeah, I've got to do the other stuff. I can import Docker. So downloads, and then I'll do less modified. That should be fine. So this is just me uploading the version of EOS. Looks like that's good. And then Docker import. Call it CEOS 4331F. So it'll take a second to import into the Docker library, and then I can install Containerlab. While that's going on, I'm going to start up the huge one again. I'm going to actually shrink it down so it doesn't eat up as much. We'll just start it. It should be fine. Because it's got some stuff I need to steal from, stuff I did before. So sudo docker image list. All right, so the image is in there. I think I actually have a more recent version. So FileZilla. Yeah, I do have. I'll do this one. So go ahead and do 15. And let's do this one. Four, three, four, one, F, EFT3. So the goal here is to make a instructions on how to build a fabric using Containerlab and containerized Arista EOS with almost 60 nodes. So that's 3 spines, 50 leaves. If you really want to play with like scale, it's kind of nuts. All right, so they're both installed, both about the same size, so that's good. And so I'm going to set the remote. So I'm going to copy this. And the command here is git remote add origin. Oh, yeah, I need to do it with a actual topology. Okay, good. It's already there. So git pull origin main. Okay, it's up to date. That's good. I'm gonna make do close huge, huge, touch readme.md, git add dot, git commit, adding huge, git config global, user email, tony.burke@gmail.com, username Tony Burke. It needs these for some reason. I don't remember why. Git push origin main. It's going to ask me to authenticate. All right, so that should have authenticated me there. Cool. So now I can push and pull from the GitHub repositories. And I've got Clo huge, but there's nothing in there yet. But I do have in this other one, was it 250? I think this is huge. Yes, this is huge. So I do have was it large? Nope, that's not it. Where did I put huge? Clo huge, yeah, here it is. And then Clo huge. So this is my starting point. Because I freaking Clo huge CLab. so this is big. So I'll just copy and paste this here. So I'm going to replace changeable occurrences. There we go. So I've got leaf 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like I've got a lot of leaves. Leaf 20. And then, yeah, it goes on and on and on. And then I've got all the connections. So leaf 1 and leaf 2 are connected on Ethernet 1 and 2 all the way through. So basically I've got 50 leaves. The spines. There's a lot of interconnections. This is a really big topology. And I've got 2 hosts. And then right now the hosts are just EOS devices. I've also got a couple of firewall devices, some border leaves, and I think everything is connected. So the VM itself is set for 80 gigs of RAM. So let's see if we can actually launch this Containerlab given the constraints of the 80 gigs. Should be able to, but it's a slightly different version. Let's try this. Okay, so oh yeah, I need to install Containerlab. I don't think I did that yet. Yeah, so the instructions are on the Autobox itself. All right, Containerlab is installed. And then there's a couple of commands I need to run. All right, so Containerlab's installed. So we do sudo containerlab deploy. Repository name must be lowercase. Huh. Sudo docker image list. It's CEOS. Maybe that's it. What was it over here? Yeah, CEOS colon. I need to change all occurrences. That's a nice thing about this editor. There we go. So this editor is basically codes. It's a VS Code running as a web app. So it's all running on the same system. It's going to take a while to boot up here. So while this happens, I don't want to publish this yet because so I'm going to finish. I've got some Autobox work to do. Is this the right one? No, it's not. I think this is the wrong repo. Yeah, I think I did the wrong repo. That's all right. I can fix that. So it's still deploying all however many nodes. A few more. Burp. You can see it takes a while to instantiate all this. Let's see how Proxmox is doing. So my hypervisor, like I said, has 96 gigs of RAM. Woo, we're already like hitting that. Maybe I should shut this thing down. No, it's only using 1 gig. It's only using 1 gig. Even G Pro. Oh, I thought I shut this thing down. Just stop this. Okay, so that probably helped. Yep, that did. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna grab some more tea. So yeah, absolutely huge topology. I think probably at the limits of what it can actually do. And we're eating up a ton of RAM, which is probably what I was expecting. But CPU load's not too bad. It shows 32 CPUs, but it's hyper-threaded. Still booting up. Yeah, this Takes a long time to get instantiated. I mean, now it's getting close to max. So Autobox Live, I think that's actually running a topology right now, so I'm going to shut that one down. Should save me about 16 gigs of RAM. Okay. All right, so that saved me some RAM. All right, there we go. So we were all we're all instantiated, close to 60 nodes. So if I do SSH admin at leaf 1, there we go. Cool. So I can do. I don't want to do this one, but I do want to do this. I want to do get add clo get commit added clo YAML get push origin main. I think this is the wrong repo, which is what can happen if you have a lot of repos. Yep, it was the wrong freaking repo. What the heck did I push to? Yeah, it's the wrong. Shoot. So remove that. So get clone, and then I'll do this one. This is the right repo. There we go. And then there we go. And then clo huge, get add clo. There we go. I think that should do it. Things I'm a little getting used to. Okay, there's clo huge. Yep, that's what I wanted. Perfect. So if I go to let's do spine 1. Let's see where everything's plugged into. Got a lot going on there. Now, what do I want to do with my... I'm going to be right back. I'm going to grab... my tea kettle has finished. So I'm going to grab some tea. All right, back. Orange this time. All right, what's plugged into what? All right, host 1 and 2. Host 1's plugged into 3 different leaves. And then host 2 is plugged into 2 leaves. And this was meant to demonstrate how you could do EVPN all active on more than one device. So that should be fine. I think that'll work. And then there is an Ansible directory. Oh, you know, what the heck did... So the directory itself... Right. So a couple of things. When I created the topology... I call it the medium one. Flow medium. I put prefix quotation mark, and that's meant to so that it's just leaf 1, leaf 2, leaf 3, so it doesn't do a prefix of the name. The other thing I did was IPv6 subnet. I set no IP address. Otherwise, it'll put that into the Etsy host file, and it will try IPv6 first. A lot of the automation scripts do not put IPv6 management addresses on the devices. And then as a result, it'll take about 10 seconds to time out on IPv6 before it goes to IPv4. So we don't want to do that. So that's why I put IPv6 blank, and the rest of these are pretty self-explanatory. It's orange tea this time. Do I actually want to change this, though? Do I want to do... I probably want to do this. I want to do that. And then 3, 4, and 5. Problem is, now I've got to redo the whole thing. I've got to recreate the whole thing. These hosts, R1, Firewall 1, Firewall 2, they're all just EOS hosts. You can replace them with something else, but right now they're just EOS hosts. Yeah, I'm going to do it this way. So that way host 1 is connected via just leaf 1 and 2. Host 2 can do leaf 3 and 4, and then maybe 5 if you want to demonstrate something with... yeah, I think that actually works better. I like that a lot better. So for this one, I'll do sudo Containerlab destroy. Flow huge. Oh, I didn't call it the same thing. Flow underscore. Okay. Yikes. Let's just try to reboot this thing. So sudo docker ps. So no containers running. So all this stuff is named something else. So I'm going to get rid of this. And then I can do this, and then okay, so we've got that. So now I can do sudo Containerlab deploy. Reconfigure. There we go. I think that should work. You can see that big drop in memory usage when I rebooted. It's going to take a while. Taking a little while to start up. It's almost 60 nodes. It's over 50. There's 50 leaves, so Almost done. Got a lot of nodes to stand up. Got my command cheat sheet here. What was the small one? I don't think I ever ran the small one. Just 3 leaves, 1 spine, 2 hosts. The most basic of installations. I wonder what that would fit in. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would probably fit in 8 gigs of RAM. Huge requires should probably yeah. So 3 spines, 50 leaves, 2 border leaves, 2 hosts, 1 router, external router, and 2 firewalls. Running CEOS and then running CEOS. They're not really firewalls, they're not really hosts. So that's 55, 57, 58, 60. There are 60 nodes. So that's sudo docker ps word count. Yeah, 60, because the first line is the index. That line right there. Yeah. All right, so that's good there. Oh, shoot, I should have named this something different. Claw huge. Because now it's like all it's inconsistent. That's unfortunate. Now I gotta destroy this. Oh, crap. It took forever to build this, but all right, now it's destroyed. I'll recreate it with the right name, which is like, it's a little thing, but now it's got to rebuild everything. It'll take another like 10 minutes to start up. I'm gonna grab some more tea. Be right back. Now the question is, how much RAM and CPUs do I need? I'm pretty sure the RAM, I need 80 gigs of RAM for this. So to run this topology in Containerlab, we'll need to have the following. I don't know how many cores. That would be interesting to figure out. I gave it 16 cores. I think I gave it 16 cores. Did I give it 16 cores? Autobox huge. Yeah, I give it 16 cores. Wow, 100%. So 16 cores, vCPUs, 80 gigabyte of RAM, and only 60 gigs of disk. Because the disk requirements are not that high. Well, we'll check. Actually, let me check right now. Yeah, we're well below the limits. I didn't think it would require too much disk space. Let's say 12 CPUs. Maybe you can get away with less. Let's just say 12. All right, so yeah, cool. All right. Next, in the huge directory, so I can actually get rid of this directory entirely. So in this directory, I think there's an Ansible inventory. That could be probably not very useful. Authorized keys. Yeah, I don't have any of that. Nornir. Not using Nornir topology data. Don't really care about that either. So make directory Ansible. Then I'm going to take the inventory file and we're going to mess around with it. The inventory file here is auto-generated by Containerlab, which is nice. But it's missing a couple of things. We don't need that part. So I can go into Ansible EOS and I need the Ansible config file. You always need a config file. And I want this. Now, do I have a... I don't have an SSH directory, so I need to do SSH keygen. Interesting. SSH keygen defaulted to ED25519. Is that going to cause a problem? Let's find out. Privilege 15, role, network admin. Secret. Oh, it worked. Okay. Weird. What is... ED25519? Is that actually good? ED25519. Because it used to be RSA. Okay, so I guess we're good. That's fine. I can do that. I wonder if there are previous versions of EOS that don't support it. Shit. I don't know. So, what if I did SSH keygen and I just did an RSA one? All right, so that would be the normal one. That's a good question. I don't know when, which version of EOS supported ED, whatever the fuck that was. Sorry, it's late, so I'm swearing. It's administration after dark. Network administration after dark. Shit. All right, I'm going to run this. Let's run this inventory file here. So there's a lot of entries in here, and they're kind of unnecessary. So this will be fabric. The vars will actually be the, what do I have in here for inventory? So I need this stuff. Because we are going to go in via HTTP API, admin. And then for hosts, I can do, I'll do children, firewall hosts, firewall 1 through 2, routers, hosts R1, leafs, hosts. Here's where we're going to save a lot of time. So it's border leaf 1 through 2. And then leaf 1 through 50. And since we already have the host names in DNS, or actually Etsy host, we don't need to put the IP addresses. So we don't have to list each one of these individually. We just shortcut this. We got to do spines. There we go. So if I have the setup node, I run them on all. It should add an Arista user with those credentials. All right, so let's go ahead and see if we can run this Ansible playbook, set up nodes. Privilege mode. Oh yeah, I need to enable mode. Yeah, I need, this right here. Because we need to tell Ansible that we need to increase our privileges, become a super user. There we go. All right, it didn't like the command after that, so I think it's. Let's try that one after that. So the setup nodes basically does a couple of things. One, it configures the new password for admin123bang, and then for the user admin, then adds an SSH key, the public key. So we have the private key, so it'll automatically authenticate us. And then this will drop us right into privilege exec mode. So if I go to leaf 1, it drops you right into privilege exec, which is what I want. So that's good. And then I need to make an AVD directory. Because that will be even bigger. I just start off with a Ansible config directory. There's actually something else I need in that too, which is this. Okay. And the inventory is different too. Yeah, I need all this crap. I think that's good. Yes, that looks good. And then I need to make a group vars directory. I need to install AVD, Ansible Galaxy Collection, install arista.avd. So AVD is going to build out an entire leaf spine topology. Okay, looks like that's done. AVD 5.4. Then I want to steal the, I've already done this work before, so I'll go ahead and steal the group vars. So that's fabric.yaml. AVD is one of the network as code things. So I need to make sure that this matches. And then this matches SSH key. Right here. So that should keep the passwords the same. We've got all that there. That should build us a fabric. And then we need EVPN services. Paste that in there, and then we need endpoint connect. Not really. We need this. Rack 1. And then rack 2. So rack 1 is just leaf 1 and leaf 2 on Ethernet 7, VLAN 10, port channel, Ethernet segment. That's ESI. And then rack 2 is just leaf 3 and 4. VLAN 20. All right, so let's see if we can build a topology with this. Oh yeah, I need playbooks. The first one I need is the build one. All right, so my inventory file's kind of messed up. So all children, fabric. Oh, I need to do children. And then I need to move all of this. At least one over. Let's try that. Okay. Oh yeah, PyAVD. So I need to do pip3 install PyAVD. Distlib. No idea what that one does. All right, so it doesn't like admin. So I think in my fabric I had admin defined twice. What? My ID is not set for leaf 1. So Didn't like something about leaf 1. Oh, you know what? I didn't. All occurrences. There we go. Built all the configs. Ansible playbook. Oh yeah, now I need a deploy. Deploy. So deploy all this to the devices. It's not getting into them. So the admin is there and the password is set. But it's not going in through HTTP API. But it should be working. So what's the problem? So the password works. That should work. No, there we go. Oh, it's hanging. Oh, that's because I think I was switching from the... Yeah, because the... when I build the fabric, I need to use the management VRF, and I didn't do that. So when you switch the VRFs, it locks you out. So I need to figure out how I did that before. It's all these little things. There's a way to specify the VRF. And I didn't do it here. Where is it? Yeah, so it's in here. Yeah. So that way when we create the images, that won't get us locked out. So that's what's happening here. It's uploading the new config, but the management address is in a different VRF in the new config, so it actually locks you out while it transitions. So this should prevent that from happening in the future. So what I'm going to have to do is, like, I build this, and then I redo it so to scrub my process. So it's just got to go through all of them. It's got a timeout. That's kind of a bummer. But let's see how Proxmox is thinking of it. Proxmox is not doing too bad. 63 gigs out of 80. That's not too bad. And Proxmox itself is at 76. That's about right. So not too bad. It's handling it okay. Gotta wait for this to finish out. All right, so that deploy fabric, now if I do it again, it should happen very quickly because all of the management interfaces were changed. But now having put this in there, the next time I deploy the fabric, the management interfaces will already be in the management VRF. So they should always be in there. You should, just as a best practice, you should put the management interface in the management VRF. Okay, so we're good there. So if I go to leaf 1 and I do show IP interface brief, or do show IP BGP summary, you can see that I'm established with the 3 spines in my other leaf. So that looks good. And if I do 3, that looks good too. And then I can do show VLAN. Actually not configured anywhere. EVPN services. So these did not get created. Or rather, fabric. So rack 1. We should have built, yeah. So rack 1 would be leaf 1 and 2. Yeah, it did not. Didn't create the whole thing, so that was. That's avd.arista.com. Under designs, input variables. Well, bedtime for me. Endpoint connectivity. Let's just go to the examples. Make sure this is in the right place. Looks like it is. Yep. Okay. So I might need this. Yeah, let's try that. String. When did it string? Oh yeah, endpoint. That's not what we call it. We don't care about that. Port channel ID. That's what I'm looking for. Port channel. All right, I have to go into the documentation and put variables. And we need endpoint connectivity. We can do port or devices or network ports. We do want to set the port channel. A lot of options here, which is great because you can do anything you want, but then it kind of like makes it difficult to channel ID. That's what I want. So channel ID. I don't want an Ethernet segment. There's two ways to configure a port. There's network ports and then there's servers. So server here we have host 1, it's plugged into here. So it's kind of like what perspective do we want to do it with? All right, so let's try that. Build the fabric. And then we look at the intended configurations and see if it matches what we're trying to do here. Port channel 7, MLA. Okay, that looks actually right. So let's go ahead and deploy this. And then I'll go into host 1. Okay, it was deployed. I can ping my gateway and then I'll go to host 2. What was host 2 configured for? 2012. Takes a second to ARP here. There we go. Can I ping? No, I can't. But the link is up. All right, so why can't I ping? So I'll go to leaf 1. Show BGP, EVPN, MAC address, EVPN, route type MAC IP. So I see the MAC addresses. I can do show VLAN. I could see that I'm connected to port channel 7 for 10 VLAN 10. I can just table VLAN 10. Oh, you know what? Another thing I'll do is on leaf 1 or host 1. So port channel 1 is MAC router MAC address. MAC address router. I like doing that because now when I do this, I see the MAC address very simply. And the reason why I did the first octet of 02, you don't have to do it that way. It means that it is the locally administered MAC address, which means it'll never be burnt into a chip. So interface port channel 1, MAC. What was the command? MAC address router. Okay, so the MAC addresses are learned. So we do have the MAC addresses there. So let's do show IP route, VRFA. So we should see a /32 for 10/1/2012. Oh, I've got double, yeah, so IP route, no IP route, 172.20.21. Get rid of that default route, no. There we go. All right. So that works. So the whole fabric's already done. So that's one of the great things about AVD is in less than 2 hours, I deployed an entire fabric with 60 nodes. So I think that'll be a good stopping point. What I need to do now is I need to destroy this. So I need to get rid of destroy sudo. Oh yeah, not Docker. Sudo Containerlab destroy. I need to get rid of that subdirectory because that's got all the images and stuff in there. We don't need that. All right, so let's take a look at this directory. Get rid of all this, I think. And then an ABD. Yeah, that should be okay. Yeah, okay. So to get add dot, get commit added huge topology. All right, that should do it. So now there is a huge topology. So if you can create a VM that's got, let's say, 12 vCPUs. I'll try it with 12 vCPUs tomorrow. With 12 vCPUs and 80 gigs of RAM, you can make a gigantic topology with EVP and VXLAN. So